Did my door dashing, went out, made 30 some dollars, and then bought gas, spending $50. Yay. It was like 49.50 or something. But so yeah, that's kind of how it goes with DoorDash. It's like for every 100 or so I make, I spend 50. So it's kind of like two steps forward, one step back. I don't know. It might be more. I may be more like 150 I make, but still, gas is stupid. I mean, it's actually pretty ingenious, but it's stupid. Okay, so where am I? Well, as you can see, I'm up to 50 files changed since my last check-in, which was really only Monday or Tuesday. But to be fair, pretty much anytime you create a new asset in Unity, you get at least 2 new files. So that in itself creates stuff. Then you do so. If I created, as you can see, I have at least what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've got at least 8 new files, so about 16 files just from all those 8 files. That brings me down to about 40 some files that have been changed or updated. I am not sure about this package JSON, what that's doing. What is that one doing? This got it version change, update. I have had to do some things to get back-end code kind of updated. I had to add some functionality. I finally got everything to load on the front end, where I got it all the way through the user creation and team selection. And then I tried to do a reload, just to see how things work. Is it loading up? And it didn't work because it wasn't checking. And then I decided to refactor. Again, I'm constantly refactoring. This time, I took all the authentication stuff out and moved it to the app loading panel, because that's kind of where it all takes place, right? Check for our state of activity, our authentication. If the user's not logged in, tell them to log in. And then once they log in, then they can start activating, which means downloading assets, getting everything prepped. So what I'll have to do is go through a couple of motions of making sure that everything check in, check out, or log in, log out, and all of the processes that go are correct. Once I have that, we'll have a pretty solid state for starting and running. But then on top of it, I had to make some changes. I was getting some flickering from my my %rec transform, which is basically meant to create some dynamic resizing and reshaping based on your aspect ratio. So if you got a little phone, things get tiny, which is the way it goes. But it all fits on the screen. If you have a big phone, or maybe I'm running this on a PC, I may actually have the PC version do more in time. Start making it take advantage of the space. Maybe I'll have it add extra functionality, things that the PC app can do that maybe the phone won't do, just because I want to be able to provide more based on your aspect ratio. But we'll see. I don't know what all the stuff is going to be in there. Let's work on just getting everything working first. So current plan is get everything loading and navigating basic stuff just on the screen once I get past login. Then I want to be able to go straight to the sim page and start working on the simulation. Now today's Wednesday. The goal was to be working on this by last week on the sim. But again, there's a lot of moving parts, and once just getting logged and set up. Are we getting a question here? Nope, it's progressing. It's weird. It doesn't scroll when it's doing it, so I can't see it progressing. But I do have it working on my session manager right now. I have a session manager in Unity, which basically needed to be wired up, which means going and getting those values that I need from user account. Now, I'm hoping I have to go through and check, make sure it doesn't mangle my processes. See it? So it goes off the page and then we don't see what it's doing. Now we're testing data load. So I should be able to see now what all it did. Login register manager. Now let's update the registration handler. Let's see, login register. management. Let's see, user has multiple. So I asked it to put in a few different values in there just so that I can verify that it's got. So yeah, so we're gonna have the session state should now get its stuff. The session manager. Now, session manager is storing all of the key information, so we don't keep making calls back to the service or back to the back end, so that things can just run on the front when possible. And it'll probably be to some extent the stuff that I'm working towards being able to run offline. Now, again, I don't know how I'm going to run offline yet. I don't yet know how a lot of this stuff's going to function offline. Like, I got to get the game. I got to figure out how the processes are going to run offline. That's the thing, and those are going to be tricky. So that's, again, down the road. But I'm just kind of giving myself infrastructure to work with. Is it? Are we still running here? All right. So it says we have stuff. All right. So how it works. What do I need to do? What's my part in this? Backend implementation, data model, API client, added, login, flow integration, added get user session response class, API client, get user session, method to call the backend endpoint. Added some properties, created a load session from backend async method that calls the API to get session data, populates all session properties, logs the session state for debugging, login flow integration, updated both handle login and handle register methods to extract user ID from drip token. Call user session manager instance load session. You did use my existing functions for token management, right? Token management should be I believe, let's go make sure I remember where all this is. Or I can go here. This is probably a little easier to read. All right, so let's see, games, plays, game setup, game model, servers. That's user session, leagues, login, register. Thought I had a. Of course, I thought I had a drip token. Of course, I have it in the. Maybe I'm just getting confused with my fetch play assets. Huh. Leagues models, team model, user account. Could have swore I had a drip token manager. Huh. Maybe not. Get auth token. It does say it's doing stuff in the auth token, so maybe that's where it did create it. Okay. Login register manager, user session manager, user account data, which is fine, and user account CS. Okay. It doesn't actually say I have to do anything. It doesn't have any UI testing. So let's go see if we are fully compiling. That's a big step. All right, so we're compiling. Now let's see where things go. Now it shouldn't say I have a user ID problem. Now it should say I have a valid user ID. It's so quiet. We need noise. Let's go turn on some noise besides my voice, because as sultry sounding as my voice may be, as sultry sounding as this voice may be, I really think it's time for me to turn on some sultry sounds straight from YouTube video. Alright. I need to start getting some sound effects into my game. I just don't know what to put in there. Do you play music? I mean, when do you play music? Where's the appropriate locations to have music? In oh, well, let's see what do we got. No user found in session. Okay, so we're still getting a problem. Still seeing this guy. What is it called? Jeez. All right, so what I'm trying to do is have some evidence of who you are in the game. So in other words, what team are you working with? Because again, eventually I'm going to have the ability to manage more than one team and be able to just jump around, navigate, work with that specific team by simply changing your team. But by default, you're only going to get one, right? That'll be an add-on. But what I want to do is, kind of have that showing. Now, whether the place I'm putting it is the best place. Sorry, I got a hiccup trying to come out. I don't know what it is. Or you got like an air that's going. It's not quite a burp, but it's like a hiccup, and it makes you feel like you're going to hiccup. But I call them hiccups. Login register manager, which we just added. Title screen manager on startup. We need to either load session and check on if the user is already logged in on app start or ensure session. Okay. Okay. Well, we don't want redundant steps. Title screen should just be a how do I want to to do this. I'm trying to decide how I want to set things up. It should be app startup just call the app load dash panel. App loading panel.cs will handle application initialization. That includes checking for authentication, loading, fetching assets, and populating session manager as necessary. Once the application is initialized, it can return control title screen, which primary purpose of the home page and underlying panel to all things that do not fully screen. Underlying panel to the navigation buttons panel and all things that do not fully cover screen. Still got some refactoring to do as I continue to make the attempts to clean things up. I'm trying to make the title screen less of a do everything setup kind of thing. I have my app load process that's going to handle all of the app loading stuff. That's the title screen. It comes up, it does its check, it runs some, it gets the assets and loads a session manager, gets everything ready, and then says, okay, everything's ready. And then it shuts itself off, returns things back to the title screen, which at that point, everything can kind of just run autonomously and do its own thing. Because I got a lot of bits and parts I want to be able. Some things will get called again, like if a user were to have an extra team, they can click on the logo and change their team, which will just update that stuff in the session manager and allow you to have a different team available. There's other things that potentially, I don't even know what else the session manager is going to hold, but ultimately it's just about kind of isolating tasks, kind of separation of duties, because the title screen is going to be on all the time, but it doesn't need to have all this code in there that's not related to the title screen anymore. It's really, or not the title screen. It's the home page. It was called the title screen at one time, but now it's not. It's just the home page. I have to still figure out how I want to implement the various. I was looking at a game last night that I have actually on my computer. Is the program? It's for the phone, and I was looking at the images it has for how it does kind of sort of what I'm thinking I want to do, which is to make the screen be kind of real. I'm not a total fan of the way it does things, though, to be honest. I mean, I feel like it's using, for one, I think it's using AI art. I think those images are, because it's like they have some weird redundant there's like extra football fields, and they're in weird places and shaped different. The only thing that makes me think it might be actual art is I think that the football fields look normal, which I noticed the AI does not know how to do a normal football field. But they look strange to me. So, I don't know. There's something weird about it. But that's not really the point. The point is they let you change out your campus appearance, and it's just other scenes that have buildings all over it. One of them's a football stadium. Sometimes it's got a mountain in the background. One's called the seaside campus, except there's no water anywhere. In fact, your default scene actually has water, but it is not called the seaside campus. And the seaside campus has no water anywhere, even if you drag it around. I don't know where it's getting that from. But it uses little flags that it just sticks in various places on the screen, which can work. I think it's because they didn't actually make the objects unique. So they're not objects on the screen. They are actually just one big image, and then they're just giving you these flags that are on the image panel. I'm going to try and do that a little bit different. I'm really thinking I want to have like a scenery, and then just have some area that I can just kind of drop the buildings. And I may even try to have different kinds of buildings, allow for upgrades. I don't know. I haven't decided how that's going to work. But if I just throw buildings on there, I can eventually allow for upgrades without a problem, right? Because the buildings themselves are just they'll just be objects that can be clicked. All right, so let's see what we got. All right, so it says it updated. Let's see what we did. Initialization flow. Let's see. Upload panel enable. So we have upload panel. I don't know. Let's see what that does. I feel like it may have misunderstood. Because it's not taking into, if it's doing what I think it's doing. Oh, first I got to check to see if it has anything it needs me to make changes to. Flow uploading, check. Files modified, updated, simplified. Login, flow, still load session. Benefits, what should work now? Okay, well, it says. Except I'm seeing a bunch of errors. I don't think that's right. Cut error. Cert verify. Wait, what? Well, maybe that's not. You see me keep leaning over? My camera is right in front of my screen on the very left, and it's only one little button. It's the clear button on my console that I keep covering up with my camera. All right. Run. I think I'm getting a cold. I took some Zyrcam. I've been taking it every 2 to 3 hours. Guzzling down the vitamin C. Taking the emergency. Drink orange juice. Well, here's the good thing about vitamin C. You can't overdose on vitamin C. Your body just flushes it because I don't know what to do with this. I'm capped out in my. All right, so I probably need to restart something. I probably need to restart my user account because I'm pretty sure I did not restart that like I should have. Slowly but surely, I'm changing all of my items, which is, oops. All right. Got that. Close that. Means I probably have to stop gateway 2. And then we got to go back to my user account. go, let's see, cd pffm go ms / account, no, user account. And then I gotta go to gateway. Let's go like that. Dot. And then we'll stop this, try it again. Alright, we'll clear that and run. Could it be the same problems? Yes, but usually if we add new stuff, I have to restart the services or I won't be able to read them. So if that's the problem, then we should be okay as long as the items it's expecting are there. All right, here it goes. We're loading, 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 loading. No problems yet. No problems yet. And kaboom! And we have a logo loaded. Yay me! Of course, it's kind of the wrong color. I do expect to get rid of this background, by the way. I don't like that background. So we will fix that. Ooh, why does it look like it's translucent? That's weird. Why is it translucent? Target graphic. Oh, okay, so it changes. Oh, is it this one? Oh, there we go. Okay. So we got to load it. It's really ugly with that square background, though. I got to fix that. But first things first. So we got it loading. We know what our image is. It shouldn't do anything. Okay, it doesn't. No image. Okay. If we have more than one team, I'll worry about that later. It should click and allow you to change your team. But for now, it doesn't because I don't. All right, so let's go see if any of this other stuff works. We'll just go here. Ah, we're still crapping out here. So we're still getting some kind of a conflict problem. Bummer. We're not there yet. Oops, I didn't want to attach that file. Why did I do that? And then throw a couple of errors in here. Getting some errors, as you can see, when I try to click on any button in the navigation panel. Active team logo is loading perfectly. I'll compliment it. It deserves a compliment. Why not? But let's fix this because I have to make sure this is. I don't know what the disabled color is, but we're gonna hold on to that. We're gonna file. I will have to leave pretty soon. We're gonna go see a movie. We're gonna go see that new Keanu Reeves movie. That's the one where he's an angel. Gabriel, I think, he's going by. Should be interesting. Looks kind of funny. It's got dang it, I can't remember. Is it Aziz and I can't remember the other guy. Keanu Reeves is probably the one I'm thinking of most, but the other two are pretty well known as well. I keep wanting to say Mark Ruffalo, but it isn't Mark Ruffalo by any means. The guy don't look anything like him. I think Ruffalo because he's got ruffly hair. It's his curly hair. But that's totally not how that works. Honestly, I think some of these errors might be caused by conflicts of some kind pertaining to our flicker fix on the percent rect transformed. What was it? Oh, Cortana will actually debate with you if she thinks you're wrong. I mean, you can set it so that it won't simply go, "Oh, good point, blah blah blah," but do this, blah blah blah. It's like, no, she will actually say, "No, I believe that's incorrect." La 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 la. She will actually talk back. She won't just butt kiss, which I think is better. I think it's better than if you're wrong about something. You tell AI, and AI just goes, no, that's not right. And then, I mean, there are times when you are always right, right? Because you're the developer. I can say stuff like, it should be doing this. And then AI is like, oh, okay, let me do that. But it shouldn't tell you stuff like, oh, I think you should be using this function to do this way. And then it'll go, yeah, but that's not going to work because blah, 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 blah. That's what it should do. But sometimes they go, oh, you're absolutely right. Let me implement that. And it's like, that's, it's not going to tell you that you're being dumb. Which, knowing me, that's probably been a time or two where I've probably been dumb in the sense that I'm telling it something that it's not true. How are we doing here? Are we still working on it? What happened? Is it working still, or are we just frozen? Do tween? I feel like I interrupted it and then it didn't actually do anything. It says, yes, I partially fixed it. It's like, what about the other part? What about the rest of it? All right, I gotta see what time. My wife's home. I want to see what time she wants to leave because we're gonna have to leave pretty soon. Actually, I got a couple of household tasks I need to take care of. So I think I'm going to go ahead. What is it? 36 minutes. That's a short one, but it's good. I wanted to get on there, do a quick update. Hopefully, I was hoping to get a couple things running, but AI is working on a couple things, and I'll probably be back tonight. I'm always back at night. I don't always stream, but I'll try and stream tonight, maybe for an hour, if I get back to it. We'll just have to see how it goes. I think I'd like to 250. Yeah, might be okay. I got to run out and go take care of a couple things, so I'm going to go ahead and call it. Until next time, God bless.